Javon Holland, if you're listening, let me hold $1 million.
Javon hit him in the head, didn't he?
Javon got, from what I saw, I think it was 45 million, 30 million guaranteed. Is that right?
Must be nice.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Guys, 2 years removed from sitting outside at a card dealer with me and Solana, and all of a sudden he's going to be cashing a $30 million check.
Goodness gracious. I'm proud of him. I'll text him. I got his number. I'm going to text him congrats.
Ask him if you can hold something.
I will. I'll make up a nickname. J-Bone. Let me hold something, brother. No one's called him J-Bone in his life.
A lot has happened since we got off the air yesterday. Allow me to mention a few things. I know this will step on the toes of Solana's headlines a little bit, but let me just go through a couple things that has transpired. Zach Wilson has been tapped as the new Dolphins backup quarterback. I hate it. I think that is so uninspired. He, to me, is everything that just like it. And again, he ticks some of the boxes I was talking about. He's not going to embarrass you. Guy was a starter for a while. Isn't he the guy that was not well liked by his teammates, and that's why Mike White was so popular in New York? That's the guy, right? Yeah.
His teammates were wearing Mike White shirts while he was the starter.
Right.
Like I don't like this. I don't like this.
So I was, not. I'll tell you. I do have a list of things that happen, but Adam Schefter tweeted out QB deals so far. Sam Darnold, 3 years, Seahawks, $100 million. Justin Fields, Jets, 2 years, $40 million. Daniel Jones goes to Indy, 1 year, $14 million. You can understand, by the way, why were the Dolphins not in play, say, for a Daniel Jones? And he wants to start. I get it. And he probably sees a little weakness in Anthony Richardson. So if he goes to Indy, and then he's got the great nickname Indiana Jones, Indy Jones. I'm just thinking out loud. But regardless, it probably played into the decision. But if he signed 1 year, $14 million, the thought of the Dolphins signing a guy like a Daniel Jones for $14 million wasn't going to happen. They don't have the money.
Yep.
So end up with Schefter's Jimmy Garoppolo, Rams, 1 year, $4 million. Now that's less than what they're paying Zach Wilson. Could have gotten Jimmy Garoppolo less than what they're paying Zach Wilson. Wilson, 1 year, $6 million with the Dolphins. Josh Dobbs, Patriots, 2 years, $8 million. That guy, Dolphins fans, is going to come back to haunt us. And you're all going to talk about Uncle Marky talking about Josh Dobbs for 2 bleeping seasons. And this guy is going to light it up for touchdown after touchdown when Drake May plays himself right out of a starting role.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like the cocky, arrogant backup that's like almost a Baker Mayfield types. Like,
well, that is kind of Zach Wilson. Isn't Zach Wilson a cocky guy?
He's not cocky. He's scary. He turns the light on to go to the bathroom at night. I don't like that guy. I want the even like what's his name? Sage Rosenfeld. Like, he gave me confidence as a player. Like, when it was his turn, he was like, okay, fellas, listen, look at here. Oh, see, we about to go out here and put up some points. I don't like the Joey Harringtons. I think Zach Wilson's more of a Joey Harrington of, oh, wow. Oh, I'm starting? Oh,
see, I get the exact opposite feeling with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson strikes me as a cocky guy who is unreasonably cocky for what he's accomplished, which isn't much. Where'd he come from? Was he out west? He was out west, right?
BYU last year.
No. Where'd he go to school?
Yeah, BYU.
BYU, right? Yeah, BYU. I don't know. Girls ain't nobody's having no sex. I don't know about that.
Jarrett Stidham stays with the Broncos, 2 years, $12 million. what you consider soaking. And then
You'll shake.
Nick Mullins. What's that?
You'll shake.
You need to soak? I'll be your shaker.
Thank you.
You ever watch these videos on TikTok, Crowder?
You think I have a TikTok?
I mean, it's crazy. I don't want to get into it. I want to talk about backup quarterbacks, but the soaking and
shaking.
Wild, man. Wild. It's essentially,
what is it?
You can have sex with the girl. You're not allowed to have sex with a girl, and she's not allowed to have sex with you in Mormonism. But if it just happens to be in there and your friends shake the bed or the couch or whatever you're on, so you're not doing any work, that seems to be a loophole.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people shaking the bed. Wow.
You need someone to agree to soak. Just soaking something. I'm just soaking something.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And then you've got to agree, you got to get at least one person to shake.
And this breaks the rules?
No, it doesn't break the rules.
It's a loophole.
It does break the rules. It's not a loophole.
It's a loophole. And honestly, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman yourself, Crowder, don't knock this, because shakers are tremendous entrepreneurs now within the Mormon community. They're charging up to $1,000 per shake.
It's not. He's not even wrong. Like, I watch it on TikTok. Like, these guys, like, it's crazy. I don't have time to get into this though. Nick Mullins, Jaguars. No question. Ask your questions off the air. 2 years, $6.5 million. Still out there. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Mac Jones, Gardner Minshew, Jameis Winston, Joe Flacco, Marcus Mariota, Cooper Rush, Jacoby Brissett, Drew Lock, Trey Lance, Carson Wentz, and others. Skylar Thompson, not on Schefter's list, but our friend Mary Crippen responded to him. What about Skylar Thompson? There's a lot of quarterbacks out there. I'll tell you, out of all the quarterbacks we had talked about the last couple of weeks, I don't know if Zach Wilson ever entered the conversation. I certainly wouldn't have been excited about him then. I'm not excited about him now.
No. Off that list, the guy I'm talking about is Gardner Minshew. I don't know if I'm explaining what I wanted right.
No, I know what you're saying. Gardner Minshew, I know who you want. You want Uncle Rico.
Bro, it's my turn? Oh, Tua's down? Watch this, fellas. Hey, come here. Bro, Tyree, go deep. Waddle, go deep. We about to let this thing fly. That's what I don't want game management out of my backup. I want a dude to come in there and say, I got how many 2 games? Man, I'm about to go to the Pro Bowl off these 2 games. That's the guy I like. I don't think
that's
Zach
Minshew. That's Winston. Yeah.
Yes, Winston. I'll agree with you on Winston. Winston's that dude. I'm gonna throw 15 touchdowns in a quarter and a half, but you're also gonna throw 15 interceptions. Don't worry about it, coach. We good. I want that guy. The Jameis, the Gardners. I like that as a backup quarterback.
But it sounds like, Hawk, over the past couple months, you've been saying backup quarterback has to be a priority for the Dolphins. Period. End of story.
For me,
over
the
anything
biggest
else.
Priority. Yeah.
Number one priority. And it sounds like Chris Grier just told you it's not a priority. Not that they punted on it.
He did.
But he just said
it took just an ordinary guy. Oh, $6 million?
Yeah.
Okay. Ordinary enough. It's not breaking the bank. And, I think it's a mistake. I just think it's a mistake. I hope I'm wrong. But I would have given more. Certainly doesn't have any sizzle to me.
No.
Zach Wilson. I mean, there's no sizzle there.
He's never even been put on the skillet. he was embarrassed with the Jets. The biggest story about him with the Jets was his mom.
Armando Salguero tweeted out, the Dolphins are indeed signing Zach Wilson, if others have noted, formerly of the Jets and Broncos. Wilson has a ton of physical talent, but has not put it together. He gets a 1-year deal for $6 million, so he's the presumed backup. And this is disappointing if the Dolphins' goal was to have a quarterback they could rely on for wins if Tua is injured again. Wilson's teams have a 12-21 record In games he starts, he has 23 career touchdowns, 25 interceptions. And Armando Salguero sent out a second tweet that said, one more thing. The Broncos had a choice of re-signing Jarrett Stidham or Zach Wilson. They know both well. They signed Stidham. They love how he's been a great resource to Bo Nix. So, do with it what you want.
I was listening to Joe Rose earlier. He was talking to Mark something. I forget his last name. The thought that what McDaniel did with Tua after almost like not Chris Grier, Minnesota defensive coordinator, how Flores kind of broke Tua's spirit, where Zack's spirit was broken, and now a guy like McDaniel can bring him back. I don't agree with it, but that's kind of the thought of it, where now you get a nurturing, loving head coach that's going to stick with you and go have dinner and wear off-white ones, and now you're about to really come into your own. I think that's the ceiling of what we can hope for out of Zach Wilson.
Well, why didn't McDaniel do that for Tim Boyle or Skylar Thompson or Tyler Huntley?
I was trying to be positive with this whole thing because I hated this signing.
I just think it's boring. I just think it's like for me, again, and I probably have too much invested in the backup quarterback. No one feels like it the way I do. But, man, I just thought that was the biggest glaring problem last season. And so you come in and you go, you know how we acknowledge what went wrong last season? We just spent $12 million on a backup quarterback, but we think this guy can win half the games if necessary. I don't feel that way about Zach Wilson, and I don't think they do either because they only gave him $6 million. You don't generally give someone $6 million if you think they're going to change the franchise. So it's what it is.
This is, I think there's a lot on McDaniel. McDaniel has to pick his quarterback because he's the offensive play caller. McDaniel had to have a big say in this because there's no way. The names you said, the Minshews and all, the guys that you read off, there are numbers-wise better resumes, more experience,
right?
Better quarterbacks. There's a lot better successful quarterbacks. Why was Zach Wilson the guy that you said, "Oh, I have to get him"? Even yesterday. You could have waited. What's today? Tuesday? You could have got Zach Wilson on Thursday or Friday. Zach's not flying off the shelf. Why did you attach your boat to him, attach your carriage to him so damn fast? It has to be on McDaniel wanting to work with him.
I'm not even taking the other side here. I don't hate it.
Listen, I don't think a lot of Dolphins fans hate it. I haven't heard much reaction other way. I didn't see anyone going, "Oh my God, they got their guy." I hate it, but are there I think more people are probably like Solana, okay, it's fine.
Because again, I think I was approaching it from a different viewpoint, which is if we're going into this season again with Tua Tagovailoa missing 4 games again, and your playoff chances are relying on a backup quarterback, then again,
right?
What are you doing?
Right.
Get rid of everything.
Right.
Rebuild next year anyways. And to me, Zach Wilson, some similarities to Sam Darnold. In a really bad situation with the New York Jets, he's 25 years old. Clearly, that organization is a joke in New York. He wasn't put in a good situation. And are we forgetting he won more games than Aaron Rodgers did with pretty much the same team? A year in Denver.
Fair.
Now he comes to Miami. He's strictly a backup again, gets to work with Mike McDaniel, who changed Tua. I don't hate it for $6 million is all I'm saying. And I'm coming from it from the standpoint of if Tua goes down for 4 games again, guys, then I don't know what we're doing here because you can't continue having a quarterback in this season who's going to miss 4 games every single year.
But I think you kind of have to acknowledge he's going to miss games.
Yeah, he is. Which, I'm not happy about.
Be honest with me.
Yeah.
Be honest with me, Solana. Just flat out. I'm going to use this name now because it's the name I love. Tua goes down. Somebody hits him. He stumbles a little bit. He has to miss 4 weeks. Zach Wilson or Gardner Minshew is going to win more of those games in those 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say from what we've seen, Gardner Minshew you have more confidence in because we love his mustache. That's fair.
He's more Uncle Rico. I'm with Crowder. There's something about him that he comes in. He's like a wheeler dealer. I like a wheeler dealer. Give me a wheeler dealer.
It's not. Oh, damn. Tua's hurt. Oh, I got to warm up. No. Yeah. Oh, Tua there? Oh, hey, fellas, come on. Huddle up, baby. Let's get it. I like that.
But Crowder,
that's what I back up.
Zach Wilson, an entire offseason at Blue Martini in Brickell with all those MILFs. Oh my God. I mean, you want to talk about Joe Schatz tweeting about swagger from Zach Wilson. This guy goes to Mango's. I mean, you don't even know.
I'm just telling you, the Zach Wilson signing, I need someone to shake for me. Gardner Minshew, I'd be able to handle everything on my own. A couple other things that happened. Javon Holland, I mentioned at the beginning of the show. He signs with the New York Giants. Aaron Ekblad suspended for 20 games without pay for violating the terms of the NHLPA Performance Enhancing Substances Program. So that's an unbelievably huge loss. You're going to have no Kachuk, no Ekblad. Now, they're rolling, and they're going to the playoffs. Nothing matters now till the postseason, but they have been rolling. And now you lose Ekblad. You won't have Marchand. He's out there on the ice today in Boston. He did skate around, but he's not going to play tonight. But that's a huge loss, Aaron Ekblad. Heat lost to the Hornets last night. Khalil Ware, if you were listening to this show, and you took me over.
I hate you.
I'm complaining about Dolphins decisions. I'm complaining about Dolphins decisions. My most recent decision was to bet Khalil Ware over 9.5 points and call it a lock. Guy put up 2 and looked lost out there to me.
He doesn't even look for the ball. The orange thing, Khalil. The orange thing is what you need to find.
And Jimmy Butler had a triple-double in the Warriors win last night. The Warriors go to 11-1 in the Jimmy Butler era. A triple-double. We would joke about that on this show. We had jokes, days worth of jokes about Jimmy putting up a triple-double. Dude put up a triple-double in his 12th game with Golden State.
We asked a couple people about the thought or the emotion behind what Jimmy Butler's doing now in Golden State. It's upsetting me to watch how damn hard he plays and what he's doing out there, where he was dogging it back here. I'm upset. And I'm
telling you what he will tell you is I'm playing the exact same game I was playing there, except no one could hit a bucket. I'm telling you. Because what was his double-double? Like 20, 10, and 10? He didn't put up 40 points.
But he was loading the box score. The same thing I was upset about, but he just didn't have Steph Curry back there behind him.
That's what he'll tell you. That's absolutely what he will tell you.
It's upsetting me, though. Emotion's emotion. I feel funny when I see Jimmy balling out.
Let's do a real quick look at the headlines here. I gave you most of the headlines. Real quick look at the headlines. Chris Whittingham is going to join us. I want to talk a little soccer. I want to ask him about Zach Wilson, too. He's a big NFL fan. Aronde Gadsden is going to join us. I do not know whether OG is a Zach Wilson fan or not. My instinct tells me no.
Who's a Zach Wilson fan?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Is there a Zach Wilson fan?
No. Some girl that got soaked in shakes maybe in BYU, but
headlines with Solana brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai models in inventory, like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai.
Somebody texts in, Solana was wrong about the Hornets last night. Brother, if you listened to me yesterday, you would have won money. Yeah. I told you they came back against the Nets 17. They won. The Heat blew a 17-point
He told you exactly what was going to happen. Solana told you
mean?
exactly what was going to happen.
Exactly what would happen. The Heat had a 17-point lead, and they blew it to the Hornets. 4 straight losses. They're the 9th seed.
I put a double unit on Khalil Ware over 9.5 and a single unit on Hornets plus 9. So I lost last night.
I consider it a winning night. If I go 1-1, I consider that a winning night, the actual money aside.
Khalil played 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. I told you, every fiber in Spo's being, Bam is the 5. What are you guys doing? What are you doing?
Well, he had, an awful game. He was like 1 of 6 from the field. Yeah. I saw him.
Mark Williams and Miles Bridges are legit good. Like the Hornets low-key have pieces.
Fine, but whatever. I saw him cut to the basket in a move that connotes I'm looking for the ball because I'm cutting to the basket. And then the ball came at him, and it seemed like he was surprised. And then it just bounced off him into the stands.
I was hot at Khalil. Does he go to meetings? Is he allowed in the facility?
Yeah, he does. Unfortunately, they're HOA meetings. He's missing all the basketball meetings.
He knows his mailbox can't be blue, but he doesn't know how that went. Yeah, the back shoulder.
That was frustrating.
The Heat are on a 4-game losing skid. Don't worry, things get much easier. They have the Clippers at home Wednesday, the Celtics at home Friday, back-to-back in Memphis Saturday, at New York Monday, Detroit the following week, Houston the following week. Don't worry, things get a lot easier the next 6.
Wow.
Dolphins
would have been nice if they could have taken care of the Bulls and the Hornets. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you look at that schedule, you go, would have been nice to get rid of those 2.
You saw Kawhi's emotion when he hit the game winner the other day.
Couldn't believe it. First game winner, by the way, since 2019.
Blank man?
Great shot. Wasn't that, fellas? It's a I
didn't even see it. I didn't even know he hit a game winner.
Bro, triple teamed in the paint, little floater bounced in. That's what I'm speaking of. I'm still good. He's the weirdest dude to watch.
I have completely lost track of the Clippers. I honestly, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know who's on that team anymore.
They got a squad. They're just all old and hurt.
When you said Kawhi hit a game winner, I was surprised because I didn't realize that he played. I honestly just always assume he's injured.
Go watch the video, bro. You're going to laugh at his celebration. He has to be an alien.
Yeah, it was weird. Everything was weird. Like, the team didn't even really celebrate. He wanted to like get jumped by the team, but only one guy jumped with him. Like, the whole thing was weird. His first game winner since 2018, 2019, when he beat the Sixers famously, which is crazy also to think about.
He like ran back to the bench and was like, "We're going to bump chests because I did something good." It was just so awkward. Yeah, I was falling out this morning when I watched it.
The Panthers are in Boston today. Marchand is not going to play, but we got our first look of him on the ice and in pre-skate. And the Dolphins had signed other players as well. I'll run through the full list, but they did re-up Elijah Campbell. I know a lot of people were wondering about that. Your weather from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. Call them 866-954.
Were a lot of people wondering about that?
I don't think they were. I don't know why I said that. It sounded weird as I said it. Well, because we don't have a safety. Javon's gone. Right. We literally don't have a safety.
But I imagine the position coach wasn't even wondering if they were re-signing Elijah Campbell.
But now we have 2, Elijah Campbell and Melikonwu from Detroit.
That's right. He's from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, give me anybody off Dan Campbell's squad. I'm not even kidding you. Like, give him, like, import some of that. I'm good with that signing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Especially since he's only played 14 games in the last 4 years due to injuries. Fresh. I mean, really right up our alley.
He's fresh.
A
He
guy
needs
who
someone to shake. He needs someone to shake the backfield. So
he's a hell of a soaker. He needs a shaker.
Your weather from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. Call them 866-954-MORE. Your accidentattorneys.com. It is a gorgeous day in South Florida. Enjoy it. That's your weather.